Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Shaun Does FM and welcome to the Hexagon Challenge. As you can see in the top right corner, we are already in March 2023, which means we have got 2.5 years, or just over 2.5 years through our save at the moment. You haven't missed a great deal if I'm being honest. So what we did at the start was we created our manager. We had one in all attributes except for adaptability to help us get some foreign jobs. That was at 6. And we started at Caversham. We got offered a job interview here along with a few other teams in New Zealand. And we took this one because their tactic, which I'll bring up now, was similar to one I used in the beta with a team in Ireland called Waterford. It worked really well for Waterford. So I was trying to find a tactic that suited what I've been doing, and this team already had one. So that's one of the reasons why we came here. The other reason was when we checked out the season preview from that first season, they were expected to finish second. We had, as you can see, 3 players in that first 11. A lot of the players in that squad in that first year were greyed out when I got here. What that meant was we had to bring in quite a few players. So we were busy. We brought in a heap of players. A lot of them came up in the scouting centre through just offering trials. And we were able to really strengthen up our squad. So it was pretty simple in the end that first season. So here's the league table for the first season, and we went invincible, and very comfortably too, as you can see with the 456 goals for, 12 against, 48 points, 16 from 16, absolutely destroyed this league. And here are the fixtures for that first season. And yeah, as I said, very comfortable here. There were 9 teams in the league this season. I'll just go back and check that actually. Yeah, 9 teams. So not a heap of games, and we only really got threatened a couple of times. The main competition that year was Queenstown. They had a very good player in Willem Ebbinge, who is actually now at us, but we'll get to that later. And yeah, we completely destroyed this league. So the next season was pretty much about doing the same, but we also had the Chatham Cup. I should have mentioned earlier, we're using Riddler's New Zealand database. So it's got the ISPS Hunter Men's Premiership, which is the top division, and that is where you need to end up to get the first of the 6 Champions Leagues that we're going after for OFC in this case, so Oceania. So from where we are, we can't actually get promoted. In the Chatham Cup, we got a tough draw first up, and we lost in the first, in our first game in the second round to Auckland United, who were pretty strong. Our squad was at that stage very similar to the one we were using in that first season. We didn't have any expectations in the Chatham Cup, but it was a really disappointing performance considering how dominant we were the prior year. So what we ended up doing was, again, a lot of transfers in and out. We brought in, in general, it was upping the quality. A lot of these guys are actually still at the club. I'm looking through them. Ben Dealey is in the subs at the moment. He's sort of a fringe player, getting the odd appearance. Liam Moore's on the bench. Kieran Richards is again on the bench. Mark McKenzie's starting. He's a very good winger, actually. He also plays up front, but doing a really good job for us. As you'll notice, actually, through a few of our transfers, a lot of them actually have come from Scotland. We got Angel Baena essentially as a backup striker, but he was a better winger than Mark McKenzie that first year, so he actually started on the wing, and again, a very good player for this level. As you can see in the bottom corner in the career stats, already killing it for us that first year, 14 appearances and 12 goals, 3 assists, 3 player of the matches, and this year so far has been very good as well. Ahmed Ankara was a good pickup because at the time we got him, he filled one of our under-20 slots, good midfielder. That was probably the weakest of our areas in the first season. Konstantinos Patoudidis, I've absolutely murdered that name, sorry about that. If you're Greek, he was a very good deep line playmaker, no longer with us, which was a shame because he was set piece taker as well, so he was very good. Looking through the rest of these guys, not a lot of them are actually, yes there is, sorry. I was going to say not a lot of them in the first 11 picture, but Rafael Floro definitely is. We play him as a left back. He is a very good left back, doing a great job for us at the moment. For some reason, in the second season, a team didn't get promoted to replace the team who went down. So we only had the 14 league games, but again, very good. As you can see, the defence was a lot better. 58 goals for and 4 against. So once again, very comfortable there. I think we won the league with about 5 games to go. It was very comfortable this year. We didn't really get freshened in any games. It was really comfortable, and our squad was just far too good for this level. It was at this point I was starting to realise that this team could probably be competitive at the next level, actually. But we were still on the hunt for a job, and at this stage we actually almost got the Waitakere United job. We got once the manager got sacked, we got offered a job interview. Didn't get it in the end, which was a bit of a shame. So we kept plugging away at Caversham, the squad we ended up with in the second year. And as you can see, some really good ratings across the board. As I said, Rafael Flo, Cole Gourlay in goal was a really good goalkeeper. Eventually left us actually this season. The main man though for this team has been Suleiman Mahudar. He is an absolute beast up front. You can see he's currently travelling. He's on Turkmenistan duty. He's been in and out of the team so far this year, but as you can see with his record, he's just a very good striker for, as I say, not probably for most teams, but for this level, for New Zealand lower leagues, he is brilliant. You look at his record, 16 games, 25 goals the first season. Last season, 12 games, 19 goals. This season so far, 8 games. Not as many because there's been AFC championship qualification, I think, that he's been out for, and he's done a really good job when he's been. You look at his player of the match awards, and that kind of sums up. He said, well, that's just under half for 21-22, and then this year, half the games he's played has been player of the match. He has been absolutely key, and when he's been missing this year, we haven't looked as good in the league. We will bring the league up actually, and you notice that we've actually dropped points this year for the first time in a league game. That was against Dunedin Tech, so that was a very average result for us. Yeah, 0-0, just the worst game we've played so far by far, outside of the Chatham Cup in the season prior. Bros and Wackery are giving us a decent run for our money this year. Yeah, as you can see, only 4 games left this year. They are second last, so we will get those on camera. Today's a bit of a wordy episode to catch you guys up, but essentially we're going to look to finish the season out here, because if we go to my profile, so our reputation's gone up quite nicely. We've got that up to 1.5 stars, which is for New Zealand pretty good. The managing finances is because I'm not exactly sure why, because it's free transfers here, so I'm not sure why that's gone down so much. I'm guessing it's because maybe we did a bit too much scouting last year of the Chatham Cup. While the Chatham Cup was on, I was trying to scout pretty much every single goal scorer, just get the New Zealand knowledge base wide, which was how I was sort of figuring out at the time that this team I've got a lot of these guys would probably be able to go to the next level once we got that job. So it's something we might look to do when we get a ISPS Hinder Premiership job, so the division above. And yeah, as you can see by our career stats, which is probably sport what's coming up next, as well as that. At the start of the season, we also won the Chatham Cup this year. Now that is a big achievement for an amateur club, because in this database for Riddler, the ISPS Hinder Premiership teams are part of the Chatham Cup. In real life, they're not. So we did really well to win that. If we look at the fixtures that we had, you'll see Napier Marist were just a made-up team. We beat them 3-0. Queenstown, of course, one of our biggest rivals, absolutely hammered them 7-0. You will notice here too, we definitely had luck of the draw. Only one away game the whole time. Waitemata, we beat fairly comfortably. I will have a look at this Western Springs game actually, if I can. This Western Springs game was a very close. Don't know what Tiala or Dukunda was thinking there. Just a terrible pass, gifted them a goal. It was a very good strike, to be fair. And we look like we might be getting knocked out here. But Mark McKenzie comes through here. Nice ball, Ankara, our young gun. He might have been over the 20-year-old mark at the stage, but a nice finish in the bottom corner. And then we are really late in the game here, injury time. I thought we were going towards extra time and penalties. Lovely ball from Willem Ebbing, who we just got in from Queenstown after beating them earlier. And Suleiman Muhadau, a great job for us. So we got through there, and that was a bit of a scare. And then we absolutely thumped Wairarapa United away. Ironically, I'm pretty sure their manager was... Because at the same time, we were also in the running for the Canterbury United job in the division above, in the ISPS Men's Hunter. And I'm pretty sure Paul Eiffel was managing Wairarapa United. He definitely has at some stage, I'm sure of it. And he got the job over me because I was a bit worried about the wage budget after the interview, actually, and that's why they didn't like me. In the end, I probably would have turned that job down considering how well we were doing in this Chatham Cup. And the final was at our park, which is hilarious because there's only 536 attendance. It's a absolute dog hole. But we did win 1-0. It was an awful game. And Anton got the winning goal. I will not try and pronounce that last name. He is a very good player, but I will just murder it like I've murdered poor old Suleiman's last name a few times already. We watched the goal, but we took a quick free kick. Raphael found Anton. Just caught them off guard, really. Anton at the far post. Raphael Floro has been absolutely key. I've said earlier, Raphael and Suleiman, two very important players. Anton getting the job done there. And that brings us to our squad these days. So as you can see, we've got a lot of nice green links here. It's a basic 4-3-3 Gegenpress. It was pretty much one of the ones that the assistant coach suggested right at the start when I got this job. The only thing that I changed was our possession. I dropped the line, and so I've been playing a lot of friendlies with this team to keep the second team's fitness up. What I noticed when I was managing a few of those friendlies really early on in the save, there's a lot of balls were going over the top and we were getting caught out there, and by teams who we should have easily been beating. So what I did was just change that defensive line, and that has helped us concede a lot less goals. We're a lot less vulnerable to teams playing balls over the top now, especially with the quality we've got in defence now. This young guy is an absolute star, Filippo Fiumano, just an absolute boss at this level, and he's a guy who will be 100% on my radar when we go up. I don't want to grade Caversham too much because I feel a bit bad for them, but it's going to be hard not to because it's such a good team for this level. You see, he came from Juventus to Caversham. It's just, what is he doing with his life coming all the way to New Zealand for that? Not getting paid a single cent. He is very good. Counts as one of our under 20 players, which is brilliant because we need two of those in the squad, as does Anton. Brilliant player. 18, so he's going to qualify for that for a wee while. James Sweet came in this season essentially as a straight replacement for Konstantinos, the Greek man from the season prior. Very good CDM. It doesn't probably suit us as much as our Greek man did, but I mean, he's a quality player. I mean, he comes from Arsenal, a good Welsh player. He can play CDM and midfield, which is great. Under 20, it was impossible not to sign. I wasn't planning on signing too many players this season, but I kind of, in the end, had to fill the under 20 slots and the players that were coming through the scouting system with wanting trials just fit that. The other bloke who came in, Fabian Mrozek, Polish goalkeeper from Liverpool, which again just great pickup for us, and he's done a good job for us. He didn't actually play the Chatham Cup because we were still kind of bringing him in. He has played in the league though, and it was actually a really good pickup with Kyle Gourlay leaving. Among the rest, Willem Ebbing, he, as you saw in the first season, part of that Dream Team 11, joined them from Queenstown from the Phoenix Reserves. We played him in the Chatham Cup and he joined us after that. I got him in because he was clearly the best player in the league outside of my squad, and he, to be fair, these days isn't actually as good as I thought he'd be, but he's still very good bench option and probably starts for any other team in this league. Eric Dick we bought in this season actually in the most recent transfer window just to replace Kyle Gourlay. I mean, mostly for the memes because the media love talking about the Dick. These guys just really filling out squad depth. So it's a really well-balanced squad we've got here. We'll look at the preview to show you just how dominant this team is. That was how it looked at the start of the season. They've got a few funny players in there. Ebbing, who's not starting for me. Paredes isn't starting for me, and Bainer isn't starting for me, and they've even taken out Suleiman. But yeah, this team is just ridiculously good, as you can tell. Odds of 1 over 91. We should be absolutely dominating this league, and we kind of are. As I said earlier, not going as well as previous years with that draw, but in general, we should be wrapping this up pretty comfortably over the next few games, finish off the season. So, obviously, we've built up a really good team here, but we can't win a Champions League here because no promotion in the New Zealand system. So we need to go to this ISPS Hunter Men's Premiership, which we're not going to be able to do this season because teams are in the playoffs. So Canterbury United we could have got that job at the start of the season. As I said, I didn't like the look of the wage budget, and someone else got it anyway. If we had got it, I probably would have turned it down. Waitakere we nearly got last season. It was a bit of a shame we didn't. Big gun in New Zealand, and it always has been. Auckland City, they always up there. They came, like you look at them, they have 8-time NZ winners, 9-time AFC Champions League winners. But yeah, they are a very good team. They are definitely the highest reputation team. If that job comes up, that is one I definitely want. Waitakere I'd take. The Phoenix Reserves, you can't really get that job, because it's the Wellington Phoenix feeder team who, for those not in New Zealand, the Wellington Phoenix play in the A-League, the Australian League. That's their reserve team, they're under 21s essentially. Any of these others might be a struggle with. If you look at the season preview, actually Team Wellington should be doing a lot better. I say any other team would be a struggle. Team Wellington have actually been up there, along with Auckland City the past. So that would be another good job to get, and it might be one that might come up considering how poorly they did this season. You see they've won it 4 times. Thereabouts lately. I'm sure they won it not long ago. I'm sure they won it. Yeah, actually, they 2021 and 2022. So since this game started, they've been the team to beat. They'll be disappointed by that. The way the New Zealand ISPS works, I mentioned, of course, as you would have seen, playoffs. So finishing top of the league doesn't guarantee you the title. It does guarantee you an AFC Champions League spot, though. So that's always a plus. But this is definitely something, once we finish our time here at Caversham and wait until something pops up. The problem being there's only 7 jobs available with that Phoenix one, which makes it really difficult to get a job. I really do like this Caversham team, but after the end of the season, we might get our reputation go up slightly with another win. You'll see our career milestones here with build it up slowly. It's been really good, but really there's not a lot to achieve here since we won the Chatham Cup, because we are and we should be easily winning the league each year. So it's probably time to finish the Caversham Chronicles. We'll move up to that next level and start really building towards up to getting that first Champions League trophy, and then after that we can start looking overseas. You'll be able to tell I've got quite a few countries loaded, pretty much all the ones that we can win trophies in. Probably the league that we might go in after this could be the A-League. It does work a bit funny, but we could give that a crack, because being the only professional, or given the only professional New Zealand team is actually in that league, I do have an okay knowledge of it. Obviously, it's a few years down the track now, so not as good a knowledge. As you can see, a few English jobs in French, German, my hometown club, job available, Serie A. We've got Portugal, we've got Peru for the South Americans, Scotland, added them just in case we needed help getting our reputation up. Africa, you have to have Africa when you're looking to do a pentagon or a hexagon, because it's the only African country in the game. And then we've got Spain as well. So we've got quite a few leagues loaded. We just really want to tick off Oceania first, what we will be planning to do over the next few episodes once we get into more gameplay. So hopefully you enjoyed that rundown. Hopefully things will get better over the next few weeks. There'll definitely be more gameplay over the next few episodes as we finish up our time at Caversham. And there might be maybe a couple of days there where we're looking for a new job and it isn't too exciting, but once we get that new job in the division above, then business will definitely pick up on the channel and we'll start cracking into the challenge. So that sums things up pretty much here at Caversham for now. As I said, we will be looking to move on in the near future, but we'll finish the season and get a few games on camera just to wrap things up here, and then we will look to step up to the ISPS Hunter Premiership and find a job there and start really press on and tick off the Champions Leagues. So if you want to follow the progress of this Hexagon challenge here on Shaun Does FM, then like the video if you've enjoyed today's. Obviously, as I said, not a lot of gameplay, but there will be over the next few episodes. We're just feeling like we should catch people up on what's been happening here. And subscribe to the channel to keep up to date. No schedule as of yet as to when videos will be uploaded. Depends on how my work's going, to be honest. But enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for watching.